So obviously, Nick Sayles and Gio's team met up this past Sunday night. I'm gonna let them take over, given that it's their two favorite teams. Whichever one of y'all want to start, go right ahead. Oh, next wants Gio to start. Gio.
All right. So first off, I think we played exceptionally well for the team we have right now and the way we've
I
been
would,
playing.
I would say the defense played exceptionally well. That's just me though.
I agree. Again, defense played, great, just like Jake stated. The offense, though, I think we were clicking for the most part. Like I said in the past, if you guys haven't seen those previous podcasts, go check those out because it's the same story again. We cannot convert in the red zone. We obviously can't get the points we need. Late in the fourth quarter, we had two opportunities, two drives. I will give credit when credit is due. The defense played extremely well, I think, right? But at the same time, Kenny Pickett's got to play better. He threw it right to those defensive players. Two interceptions in the last 4 minutes. Those last two drives could have put us ahead, 17-16, I believe, if we made the extra point. And I was quite shocked that we were able to get that second drive to begin with, because I thought Miami was going to get the first down and then they were just going to run the clock out. So yeah, I think Kenny Pickett's got to play better. At the same time, I'm not too sure on if I'm wavering the fact that I'm losing hope in him, because this is the third or fourth game where we've seen him not be able to convert in the red zone. I'm looking for a trade right now. I'm looking for a trade. No, I don't want to trade him. I am looking for a trade for a quarterback that does not want to be in the spot where he's at. An amazing quarterback, possibly top two when he's playing well. And that name is Aaron Rodgers, who has ties with Mike Tomlin, who still has a couple years left in the tank, I believe. Doesn't want to be in Green Bay. Obviously, they got Jordan Love to replace him. If we can get Aaron Rodgers and mentor Kenny Pickett and teach him how to have intuition and see the play before it happens, then I believe that will be a great fit for not only the Steelers, but for Aaron Rodgers and Kenny Pickett. But then again, that is a far-fetched trade. And he's still very young, so we got to see what happens. But congratulations to the Dolphins on beating one of the greatest franchises in NFL history.
All right. Before Saya starts, I would like to say you're going to have growing pains with a rookie quarterback. It is what it is. You're going to have to deal with it, which is why I had the Steelers not making the playoffs this year, because I knew Pickett would struggle at first. So that's number one. And number two, who do you propose that they give up for Aaron Rodgers?
That's the thing where, details need to be made, right? Clear.
Because I feel like y'all would have to, they would ask for TJ Watt at least.
I know, and we can't get rid of TJ. We can't get rid of Minka. We can't get rid of Deontay, Claypool, or Pickens.
I mean, I would live with giving away Claypool. That's me though.
I would not, because I still think he's an amazing receiver, right? He will be that, number one option in the future.
But how long have you been saying this? Ever since he came in the league. He hasn't done it yet.
But who's been his quarterback? We've had an old Roethlisberger. We've had Mason Rudolph, and we've had Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky. All guys who really late in their career or early in their career that cannot throw the ball.
That's fair.
Wilding, bro.
Go ahead, say it.
You are wilding.
For what?
If the Packers offer me, say, Aaron Rodgers for Chase Claypool in like a second,
I'm doing it in a heartbeat. A heartbeat.
Oh, for sure. But that's a second. I'm guessing for what we've seen previous trades, they're going to ask for 2 first.
No, that's not true. Did you see what the Panthers got for CMC? Nothing.
Right, but that's the Panthers as well.
Okay, but Aaron Rodgers already wants out. We all know it. We all know that Aaron Rodgers already wants out. So like they're going to have to sell low.
He's also an older quarterback. McCaffrey's still young in his running back career.
So you're guessing a Claypool in a second round?
I'll think like a second rounder, maybe 2 fourths in the fifth.
I would take that trade in a heartbeat. I agree with you guys.
like
I
you
thought
said,
said you
it's
didn't want
far
to trade Claypool.
fetched.
I'm sorry.
I thought you said you didn't want to trade Claypool.
I don't, but if it's Aaron Rodgers and we can mentor Kenny Pickett, right? And we still have our great offensive weapons in Pickens, right? Who's the bulldog, as you've claimed. And we've got Deontay Johnson, who's an amazing one spot already. So if we do have to sacrifice that depth in the receiving core, I will do it to get Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair. What's up?
I'm like, for Aaron Rodgers, I feel like the only way I'm taking it is if it's for Claypool and some picks.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Because even then, I think what Rodgers has 2 more years on his
I
contract.
believe he just signed for 2, right?
He signed for 2, I believe. Yeah.
So you can get him for 2 years.
Mhm.
Mentor Pickett, let Pickett come in.
Right.
And then y'all didn't have to give up any of those core pieces that can help you win now while also in the future.
Right. And that defense is still together. That's the whole thing, right? We need that defense to stay together because they're in their prime right now.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't see the Packers trading for a wide receiver if they're giving up Aaron Rodgers.
Right. I don't see them trading him, period. Right. I think they're just
not
gonna,
at all. I mean, yeah, they're struggling, but like it's Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So
Yeah.
obviously, like you said, it's far fetched. But going
Right.
back to the Dolphins game, let's hear Say's thoughts as a Dolphins fan.
We don't want your congrats. I'm not happy with that one.
Y'all won a game.
Okay,
We won.
but like they could have blown you out. Well, should have blown you out.
You got to give
Wait.
credit when credit's due, though. That
I know.
defense-
I gave credit to your defense. Your credit played great. Your defense played great.
Okay.
But they should have blown you out if we're being honest.
I'm not happy. Your defense played decent.
Okay.
I think it was Tua knocking off the rust.
That's fair.
I think Tua's still scared about getting hit to an extent.
I would agree.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
the way
bro.
he was
No.
running though.
Don't mention that play.
What play?
No, he needed the first down, right?
No, I'm talking about where he bootlegged out and tried to truck somebody.
Bro, he tried to truck so many people that game. I don't know what he was doing.
That, oh my God, my heart dropped.
Every time he ran, I was like, bro, slide.
Are you
Right.
talking about that third down scenario when he went for the first down, but if he slid, he wasn't going to get it either way? Is that
No,
the one
I'm
you're talking
talking-
about?
I'm talking, it might have been I think it was the second
Yeah.
drive where Miami was in the red zone. Tua boots
Yeah, that
out
one.
to his, huh?
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now in my head.
He boots out to the right side. He doesn't really have anything. Instead of throwing the ball away, like out of bounds or something, he tucks it, runs straight into the defender, tries to lower
Right.
his shoulder.
Mhm.
Like, I understand trying to get some yards, but bro, don't be doing that when you're so injury prone.
Bro,
Right,
he
but
did that
don't
like
you-
he did it like 5 times in the game too. I was like, bro, slide. Why are you trying to get hit?
The only thing I like about that, although he is injury prone, is he's hungry. And he'll put his body on the line to get that win. That's what you need in a quarterback, right?
Okay, but they're not going to win if Tua's
Not now.
not on the field. They're not going to
No,
win if
not-
Tua's not on the field.
That's what
But-
I'm saying.
I think it's good to see though, right? You know, Josh Allen, I would say him, Tua, right? Those guys, they don't slide, right?
But
They
like,
run at you, get
Allen
as
can
much
take the
yards
hits.
as possible.
Allen can take the hits without getting hurt.
Right,
the
Tua
difference.
can't. But Tua's still gonna play his game, and he's still gonna, go at you with everything he's got.
I guess. But all right, Say you're not happy. Let's see why.
All right. So Miami's defense, I thought played decent. Very decent.
Mhm.
Miami's very bipolar defense.
Right.
They can lock down if they have to. We saw that against Buffalo.
Mhm.
But then their defense can also let weak teams score 40 points like the Jets.
Right.
True.
So their defense is very bipolar based off the offense.
Mhm.
And this game, their defense played well enough, which I'm not happy about.
You wanted them to play better defense? Like you wanted them, what did you want them to do? Shut out the Steelers or hold them to 3?
Should have been a shutout.
Okay. What do you think the final
So-
score should have been?
Should have been like 35-0.
Okay, because the amount of times you guys did kick field goals, that's fair.
And then the offense, I'm not happy with. The offense first drive, Tua was doing this thing, doing quick throws. Once the inside starts getting like played, which is what the Steelers started doing, where he couldn't throw it over the middle, that leaves the outsides open. And I trust Tua's throwing ability to throw it towards the sidelines. But I didn't really see that as much as I would have liked.
Did you put that on the play calling or the offense as a whole?
The entirety.
Okay.
I also think we depended on the run too much. I think that was a big transitional thing because that first drive, they didn't really run the ball. And then even the second and third drives where they kicked those field goals, they were more run dependent. I believe that's why they only got field goals as well. I think if you let Tua drop back and throw the ball that he wants to throw, he can dice up that defense very easily.
I agree. He could have.
And so I'm kind of the entirety of the game I'm not happy with. Just happy we got up, we can walk away, and now we better blow out Detroit.
Yeah, you guys have to blow out Detroit. But Gio, any response?
The quarterbacks were quite similar in their percentages. Pickett was 32 for 44. Tua was 21 for 35. 206 yards for Tua and 257 yards for Pickett. They each had a touchdown, but Pickett had 3 interceptions. Like we said, that's because he's a young quarterback. There's going to be some growing pains. What were you going to say?
It's called Javon Holland making plays at the safety position.
I agree, but at the same time, there were better plays and better options than just chalking it up to one of your great, receivers to make a outstanding play.
Well, also, to be fair though, that first pick that Bethia got,
I agree. Yeah, that was not his
PI.
I agree.
I don't think there was
his leg.
I don't think there was a better option on the last pick either. I think his best option was just running because there was no one open.
That's what I'm saying is there's better options than just chalking it up, right? And hoping for the best.
Well, to be fair, that was a tough pick by Noah too.
That was, yes.
That was a tough.
Yeah, that was a tough interception.
Right. But that was an easy interception.
I think.
Same with the second to last
But
one.
I think Pickett was trying to throw it out of bounds.
Right. He was
without getting the grounding call at the same time.
Right.
That's true. And Noah just said, "Oh, thank you."
Noah's just phenomenal, and he got that little toe tap.
You also have to give credit to Howard to being face guarding Deontay Johnson the entire game, pretty much, switching on Claypool when it was necessary. He was the difference in the game. But I really think you're discrediting the Steelers' defense way too much, in my opinion.
Nope.
Yes, your offense is very explosive, but you got to give credit. This is the first time, right, where I believe Tyreek Hill did not get 100 yards. I believe he was getting average yards per game, right? Jalen Waddle only had 88 yards.
I think he had I think Tyreek had one game before without 100, if I remember correctly.
Right, but he was averaging 100 yards per game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, meaning I believe he should have gotten 100 yards again.
Okay.
On the average.
But like Saya said, not with the way the Dolphins offense was playing.
But that's crediting more to the defense, in my opinion.
I don't think so. I think that's more to the Dolphins play calling being conservative.
Because of the fear factor of the Steelers defense.
No.
I don't think so. I think they're just scared. They were scared to have Tua let it rip given his absence for so long.
and they watched Tua try to truck people, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not playing this game. Just hand the ball off."
I really do believe you guys are discrediting the defense, but at the same time, Tua did come back from an injury, right? Having a crazy concussion and then getting another concussion right after that.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right. Exactly. Allegedly.
I mean, we all know it was a concussion, but yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
So your offense should have played conservative, like you guys said. But for the Steelers to make the plays in order to keep that explosive offense at a minimal, right? At a minimal damage, that was our defense. I don't think it was more of the offense not being as explosive. I think it was more the defense controlling them and controlling that damage.
I think if the Dolphins called the plays that they have been calling prior to Tua's injury, that, like Saya said, that they would have lit you up. The receivers would have lit you up, I think.
I need to see that, because if we're playing the way we did against the Bills, I agree, right? Because that offensive weapons and those plays really lit us up. But they didn't play like that. And honestly, I think we would have played kind of similar, if not a little bit better than what we did against the Bills. Yes, you guys would have scored more points, but it might have, I think it would have been like a touchdown more, right? I don't think it would be, crazy amount of points ahead of us. And I also have one thing to say about our offense. You believe we should have got shut out. But the offense that we did have and, created points off of were remarkable plays, right? By our weapons, by Pickens, especially that toe tap touchdown. That's not going to happen every time, right? So I think in reality, it's more the outstanding play by Pickens and our weapons than it is your guys' defense. And I don't think, you guys should have shut us out.
Buggy. All right. With that Pickens touchdown, it was a nice play by Pickens, I can't lie. But at the same time, I think Xavier could have made a better play on that.
True.
Because instead of Xavier kind of let Pickens catch the ball cleanly to where he could do that toe tap. I think if he takes one more step to the side and puts his hand out to try to break up the ball, I think it very easily would have been broken up, or at least he would have pushed Pickens out of bounds.
Right. But do you think that they would have called pass interference on that?
If he pushed him, yes, I do. If he pushed him, though?
When?
Did you just say that?
You just explained how if he pushed him out of bounds, then he could have done something better.
I think if he pushed, if he used force behind the push, it would have been called.
Right.
After he touched the ball?
Oh, you're saying after he touched the ball or when the ball was being delivered?
Not when I don't want the pass. I don't want no pass interference.
Right, exactly. So when he touches that ball, when the ball is, getting grabbed, I want him to put a little bit more force on that.
Watching the replay,
okay,
Pickens' hand almost came down before his second toe.
Uh-huh.
So I think if you push Pickens when he makes contact with the ball,
he's not going to
even a second after, Pickens is going out of bounds.
Right, he's not going to get that second foot in.
So he would have been at the 1 yard line instead.
So I would have liked to have seen. Huh?
He would have been at the 1 yard line instead. Okay, and you would have trusted your defense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
Even they never should have been able to drive down the field. We were shutting them out all game, to start that game.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I think it's such a bright. Oh.
No, go ahead, Gio. My fault.
It's such a bright spot, right? Because in the last 4 minutes, we did drive down the field twice, right? But the conversion in the red zone is what I'm afraid about, because if you can't convert now, when will you? And that was my question in the previous podcast. But it is a bright spot that we were able to drive down, but I also think that was on the defense actually as well. I think they weren't playing the best defense, and that's why we were able to drive down. But
Right. I was going to say, I think that the Dolphins defense kind of took the Steelers lightly, and that's why they were able to score like 10 points.
And had to drive down the field twice in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Right.
Because
And
there's
no, go ahead.
There's no way in the world you can tell me the Dolphins defense can shut the Bills down to 17 points offensively.
Right.
No.
And then let the Steelers drive on them like that.
No.
Like, frustrating.
Yeah. I was going to say, in the terms of Pickett converting the red zone, like I said, I think personally, if you haven't seen the previous pods, I said this in a previous pod. You can go back and watch. I said that I think it's going to take Pickett about 2 years to get acclimated to the NFL. So I see the Steelers having 2 years of losing seasons, including this one and the next season. So I think it's going to take a while, given that he's a rookie. But once he does, that red zone percentage will definitely go up.
I agree. I also think our offense will be playing better once TJ gets back, because the pressure to score points will be, lessened, I feel like. Right? Not as much, but that defense is going to score some points, and our offense isn't going to be on the field as much, I feel like. And that defense is just going to handle business, and our offense is going to be able to run way more smoothly.
That's fair. TJ Watt's practice window was open today, so looking like he'll be back soon, which is good for you guys.
Within 21 days, so.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Why are you shaking your
Brandon Jones from us?
Taking who?
Huh?
Taking who?
Brandon Jones.
Oh.
One half of the Blitz boys. One half of my safeties.
All right. But
Sorry.
so Gio, given that you've lost some hope in Pickett, are you flushing this Steelers season down the toilet yet? Or are you still holding out hope?
I'm still holding out hope just because we are getting TJ back soon. Another reason is I don't have hope. I don't have less hope for Pickett, right? Losing hope. It's the fact that he needs that mentorship, right?
Right.
It's hard to come into the league without any mentorship, especially if it's like Mitch Trubisky.
Right? Exactly.
He's had zero success in the league, to be honest. You need someone who's had success, like Ben Roethlisberger. If he stayed one more year, right, I feel like that mentorship would have held true, but the Steelers didn't want to give him that contract. And that's why he retired. But so Kenny Pickett, he'll be a great quarterback. Like you said, it's just going to take longer now, right? Because he doesn't have that mentorship.
Right. I also think that Big Ben, if he did stay, didn't want to be on the bench. He wanted to keep playing. So that's another factor. I'm like, nah, I'm going to leave anyway.
Well, the only thing is the reason they didn't want to give him a contract, and he only wanted to play for one team, and that's the Steelers organization.
That's fair.
But yeah, I do believe we can salvage this season and get a couple more wins in it. I agree with you now. It's very slight chance that we make the playoffs, get a wild card spot, but we can, salvage the season, get more experience, get better offensively, defensively. We know we're right there. So just get better every single day and hope for the best.
Right. For sure. Takeaways for Miami, Saya?
Got to be better than this.
We're weak in the secondary. Two season-ending injuries, or like timely injuries in our secondary.
Is Byron Jones still not back too?
Not back.
And Byron hasn't played the game yet. So.
Oh my God, bro. When is he coming back?
Someone's got to tell him to grow up and get on the field.
Right.
It's just a hamstring, right?
Right now.
It's just a hamstring, right?
Yep.
Bro, him and Keenan Allen, bro, they're both sitting out for hamstrings. Like, bro, come on.
We're missing Brandon Jones safety right now, which makes Eric Rowe have to play slot corner and safety.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're missing our slot corner in Eric Rowe, and we're missing Nick Needham, another cornerback, that played the slot and nickel, which means Bethia. I think I'm saying this name wrong, but that dude has to play corner. He has to get timely minutes. Noah's cornerback 2 now. I'd rather have him like 3 or 4. And Javon Holland and Eric Rowe fill out 4 corners or 4 like DBs.
That's tough.
So they need to get healthy. Sorry.
No, I just said that's tough.
They got to get healthy. The O-line has to get healthy. Austin Jackson's always questionable. Teron Armstead with his toe is making me very angry. Just need to get healthy. Shake off the rust. Feed Waddle the ball more. Yeah.
So one credit to you guys' offense. I'm shocked those 2 weapons are producing as much as they are together, right? I thought they were going to have a 1 game on, 1 game off sort of thing. But the dynamic that they have right now is quite tremendous for me just because they're producing at the same time in every single game.
It's because now Mike Gesicki doesn't get any touches.
True.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't mind as a Dolphins fan as long as I'm winning.
The thing is, if we're winning, yes. But at the same time, now I'm hearing trade talks about Mike Gesicki. I don't want that.
Yeah, that'd be bad because he does more than receptions. He's a great blocker and stuff.
Like, yeah, Waddle and Tyreek are holding down like all of the receptions.
Right.
But it's nice to have Gesicki be that third option and that red zone threat.
He's a good safety net.
Like, they think he's expendable now, and that's just not all right with me. That's my guy.
That's fair.
One question I have for you though, if you can take off the fan hat real quick of the Miami Dolphins and put on your NFL and analyst hat on, would you be scared in the AFC East?
No.
Especially the way we all know the Bills are going to take the number 1 spot there. Come on, let's be honest. The Bills are going to take the number 1 spot.
I agree.
Are you afraid about the Jets? I know that they're the Jets, right? But they are winning, and they have a great team.
They have a decent team.
Well, it's great chemistry-wise. They're all working together.
I'm not.
That's better than talent.
I don't know because talent wins in the league. And if I was a fan of a team in the AFC East, I'm not scared of the Jets. If you look at their schedule, they haven't played many great teams. They did beat a few good teams, but I still wouldn't be scared personally.
And well, no, not be scared, but to make the playoffs. Because do you guys believe that 3 teams in the AFC East can make the playoffs?
I don't think the Jets are going to make the playoffs.
But here's the thing. They have such an easy schedule coming down the line where I believe the Dolphins schedule is harder.
Talent
the
wins.
Jets can win those games.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I think Zach Wilson is bound to mess up more than Tua.
Also, can I ask you one quick question?
Yeah.
Say Miami beats the Jets. Are we even having this conversation?
Yes.
No.
I'm having this conversation.
But that would put Miami as 2 in the division. At 5-3 or 5-2.
That is right. But for me, it's more. Well, you know what? It would be tough because Tua is still injured, in my opinion. I don't think he's 100% yet.
That's fair.
I'm just shocked at the way the Jets are playing together, and they do have an easier schedule than the Dolphins, and that's why I'm thinking it could be a little bit scary down the line when it's a 1 or 2 game between the 2 teams. Say they're even tied, right? And it comes down to that last matchup between the Jets and the Dolphins, and whoever wins that game pretty much goes heads and wins that second spot in the AFC East, that wild card spot.
I trust the Dolphins over the Jets.
The thing is, though, What do you think about the injury for
I know
Brees Hall?
that's a huge injury, right? We got to see how that offense, performs.
Do you think James Robinson is enough to
No,
like?
I don't think he's enough. We really got to see because Hall was, amazing.
And then they have the
Um,
Elijah Moore stuff in their locker room.
I mean, that's true, but I think James Robinson is an upgrade from their backup, that Michael Carter. I think he's an upgrade from him.
Sure.
So I think he will be good in that offense, but like you guys said, I don't think he'll be enough for the
Right.
Jets.
And even the Jets had to hurt a quarterback for game planning around that entire week. And we had to throw in a rookie quarterback who's never even stepped on the field to play.
Right.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about like how they've been playing all together, throughout the whole season.
Who have they played so far? They've played Miami, the Packers,
Right.
the
Steelers.
Broncos,
Yep. Broncos.
not.
Steelers.
Yep.
They played the Broncos with basically a third string quarterback, if we're being honest.
Right. Played the Steelers. Obviously, they're not the normal Steelers.
So I
You
mean,
guys were injured.
their best win, honestly, is Miami,
Right.
talent
With an
wise.
injured. Right.
But that was an injured Miami team, like we said.
Right.
So
like,
I mean,
but-
I still trust the Dolphins over the Jets.
The
Even
Jets still
with-
have to play Buffalo twice.
Right.
That's
Right.
2 more losses.
Two losses.
Say Miami loses to Buffalo, their next matchup.
Mhm.
We have a tied record.
Right.
They have to play the Patriots twice. I think they split that.
That's fair.
They play the Bears. That
I
could
think
be a
that
win.
is
They played
But
the
then they play the
Vikings.
Vikings, who couldn't even beat Miami.
which could be a win as well, depending on what Kirk Cousins we get.
But they can beat the Lions. They can
Yep.
beat the Jags.
Yep.
The Seahawks potentially.
Depending on if Gino is going out of his mind like he is right now.
Yeah, if he's still on one.
Right.
But even I see 4 more losses without counting the
Mhm.
Dolphins this season. I don't see Miami losing 5 more games as long as Tua stays healthy.
That's
Or
fair.
4 more games.
That's
Be tough.
That's
That's
tough for
fair.
me. That's why I asked that question, because I think it is going to end up being close, and it could be closer than what you guys think. But I was just curious, as a fan of the Dolphins, if you are just looking at the record, looking at the schedule difficulty, if you were worried at all.
Well, Miami still plays. We play the Lions, the Bears, the
Mhm.
Browns, the Titans. Those are our next
Right.
4 games. I don't
Not-
see Miami
right,
losing a single one of
exactly.
those. Then they play the
Which
Niners.
could be depending on how that offense is rolling with, Christian McCaffrey.
That's gonna be a tough game, but
Mhm.
I think that could go either way. Miami
Right.
could potentially win. They could
Mhm.
lose. So I'll give that a loss
Okay.
for now. Then they play the Chargers. I
Win.
think that could go either way, but let's call it a lose for now.
Okay, that's 2. That's only 2.
Then we play Buffalo again.
That could be a
We
loss.
I don't think it will, but we'll call it 1.
Right, just hypothetically.
I don't see the
Then they play the Packers.
I don't see the
What?
Dolphins getting swept by the Bills personally.
But
We beat the Bills.
hypothetically, that could be a loss.
It could be. Oh, y'all did win. Never mind then.
Yeah. Put some respect on our name. Concussed Tua. Then the Packers.
Okay.
No way we're
Right,
losing
that's
to
a
the
win.
Packers. The Patriots again.
That's a
I
win.
think we can sweep
Yep.
them. And then the Jets. So I see
That's
3 more
3
losses,
losses.
if that.
No,
If
then no.
You guys
Dolphins are
lose
not.
to Bills.
The Dolphins are not getting swept by the Jets.
We didn't say
No, I
that.
didn't count that. That's
We
a
didn't
dub.
count
I already
that.
know.
Okay.
We were going all the way up to
Chargers,
that
Niners,
game.
Bills.
Right.
Okay.
And that's if they lose to those teams.
And
I think you guys. I think
I
you
can
guys
see them
could beat the
pulling at least
Chargers with
one.
the way the Chargers are playing right now. I could see you guys winning.
I can see us beating the Niners too.
I see you guys beating every team, right? That we just said that you guys could lose to. It's the fact that now looking at it, making an assessment, I'm less afraid of the Jets now beating out the Dolphins, but it is still a possibility, right? Just because the Jets can go crazy again, and shock the world like they have been. But most likely, looking at it reasonably, the Dolphins will be that wild card spot.
I'm fearful, not this season, more so. I'm more fearful towards the future rather than right now.
Do you think Belichick is gonna revamp the Patriots? Or do you think they're gonna be in the fourth spot going on forward?
They're going to be fourth this year, I think.
Yeah, but going on forward, right?
Like-
After this season, is he gonna go ahead and rebuild that squad?
I think he'll make it more talented, but the question is, will it be talented enough?
Right.
It depends what the other teams do right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I think if the other teams get worse, then yeah, they won't be the fourth anymore. But I don't see Belichick making like a Belichick type team
Right.
until he can get
And
a
you don't
quarterback
think that's
he really
Mac Jones?
trusts.
Right.
He prefers that.
Well, he benched him because he was injured still. He said he couldn't play. So I personally think it's more the fact that he was injured than he was just getting benched.
Even then, though, there's reports that Mac Jones and the Patriots aren't like seeing eye to eye.
Then if
So-
that's the report, then obviously he needs a quarterback that he can trust.
I
There's
think
been
they're
rumbles.
going to give Mac maybe a year or two more, and then if it's still not working, move on.
Fair.
But
But yeah,
we'll see what happens. I still think moving forward, as long as Mac Jones is a quarterback, I think they will be the fourth seed for years to come.
I see that.
All right. So where we left off was speaking on Mac Jones. We're going to move off that topic, move on to my Cowboys. Obviously, I think we should have beat the Lions by more. Like Saya, I am not very happy with the win. I'll take the win, but I think we should have played a lot better than we did. The defense still played great, so that's always a bonus. So I do trust the defense, but with the way the offense played, I need it to show me more, especially with Dak Prescott back at quarterback. I thought we would gel more and play much better than we did. But I think just like Tua, I think Dak was shaking off the rust given that he missed 6 weeks. So I think it's going to take a little time for the offense to gel and get used to Dak being back at quarterback again. But once that happens, and if that happens, and if the offense clicks with that defense, I think we can still win the NFC East.
very fair. I think it'll take time to adapt to Dak being back compared to Rush. I also have confidence that they can win the division, but within 2 weeks that might change
That's fair.
due to how fast the team can gel.
That's fair. Gio?
All right, Jim.
Oh,
You
wait.
guys made some really great points.
I know where this is going. Giants. let me.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
Yeah,
I
man.
got my NFL analyst hat on right now. Yes, I'm going to say the Giants, but also realistically, the Eagles, the offensive weapons they have right now, the defense they're playing, their defense doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion. But the offense, though, they have too many weapons, right? And they have a quarterback that's mobile and that can throw the ball for the most part now. They're 6-0. Most likely going to go 7-0 against the Steelers. We'll see about that though. Yeah. But they're going to come out of, I think, the NFC East just because of their record, right? I think it's just too much ground to make up. Yes, I think the Cowboys will get a wild card spot again, right? But I believe the Eagles will get the one spot for the most part, unless the Giants and Saquon Barkley can make a stand because they're balling right now. They got momentum, right? They only got what? 2 losses, right? 1 loss. One loss, yeah, single loss, right? And that's against them boys, them Cowboys down south, right? I think they're gonna split the series, right? The games.
No. Sweep.
Yeah, I do.
Get the broom. Get the broom.
No, it's not gonna be sweep.
Get the broom.
But
We sweep them every year. It's happening again.
What happened in the years that they won the Super Bowl?
That was 10 years ago. You can't bring that up.
I don't think you can bring up the Cowboys being good. They haven't been like in a Super Bowl in 20 years.
Okay, we still have the best record in the division, and we still make the playoffs. So that's good.
Yeah.
Are we talking about good teams? Because the perfect season was a little bit ago, like 50 years ago.
That was 50 years ago, Sam.
Sorry.
Okay, well,
At the same
think
time, I feel like realistically, a wild card spot is in the cards for you guys. But winning the division is going to have to take a lot for you guys to win the division.
that's fair, but I think we can do it. I think we can sweep the Eagle. We can sweep the Giants and sweep the Commanders, and I think we can split the series with the Eagles.
I say that is doable. At the same time, though, there's a lot of ground to make up. Like you said, Dak needs to get into rhythm. That offense needs to start clicking. And time will tell if that offense starts to click, because once it clicks, they're going to win, right?
100%.
But there's the wild card spot is where I think you guys are going to win.
That's fair. I can definitely see that. That's where I have us as well.
Right.
But obviously, there was a blockbuster trade in the NFL. It's Christian McCaffrey getting moved to the 49ers for basically a bag of chips. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that trade?
I think the Panthers got what they wanted, draft picks, but I don't like the value they got of those draft picks.
I don't either. You could have easily got like 2 firsts for CMC.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a top 3 running back when he's healthy.
Exactly.
You traded him for the best
Right.
pick was a second rounder.
Right?
But like, although I don't know how great he's going to be in San Fran.
I think he's going to fit very well in that system because they're a run dominant team and their offensive line is much better than the Panthers. And I think they're going to use him in the screen game a lot as well.
Correct. But I also don't really like Jimmy G as his quarterback.
I mean, he's better than the quarterbacks he had at Carolina, though. And look at the stats he was putting up at Carolina. Receiving wise, I'm saying.
Whoa. You got to talk to my boy, Sam Darnold.
No. I take Jimmy G over Sam Darnold any day.
I will take Sammy over Jimmy G any day.
No, I think Jimmy G is more accurate. That's just me, though.
The thing is, like, running the ball wise, he does have a better O-line.
Yes.
But I also don't see him getting all those carries. I think it's going to be more of like a split backfield where not like split down the middle, but I think McCaffrey will get like 3/4 of the carries. And then I see Deebo Samuel also getting carries.
That's fair.
And then in the receiving game, I don't see McCaffrey getting the ball as much either.
That's fair, but I think he will get the ball based off screen, like on screens plays only, at least 2 to 3 times a game. And he could make, I think, at least 10 yards out of those 2 to 3 screens, given his speed and elusiveness. And then running the ball, still getting 3/4 of the carries. I still think he can average at least 100 yards behind that O-line.
It's a dub for the 49ers, but
for sure. And obviously, we all learned that the Panthers are tanking. That's just got to be the only explanation.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they're keeping DJ Moore though.
I mean, he's being rumored to come to the Cowboys though, from what I've heard.
Last I heard they didn't want to trade him.
Yeah, but teams are still calling. And I think if the right offer comes, they will pull the trigger.
I mean, fair, but I don't know how you trade Christian McCaffrey and then not just completely reset.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna have to reset eventually, whether they like it or not. They're gonna have to let these players go. Either let them walk in free agency and get nothing, or get something back for them.
Honestly,
Like Sam Darnold's healthy right now and not playing for a reason. They are tanking.
hey man, when Sam Darnold comes back, it's game changing.
Okay. All right, Gio, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I just watched an amazing LeBron James dunk right
Yeah,
there.
that was nasty.
That was ridiculous. At age
You're 20,
30,
by the way, people.
38.
You're 20.
You're 20, right? Ridiculous. Anyways, does this make San Francisco? Does this make San Francisco a Super Bowl contender? And in my opinion, it does.
Oh, hold up. Sorry, we got to reset. What'd you say?
I said, the question is, does this make San Francisco a Super Bowl contender? Because they have the defense,
Yes.
right? They have the weapons in George Kittle, right? When he gets the touches, right?
Debo,
right? Now you got McCaffrey, right? The list goes on. Does this make them contenders? Does this get them closer to that Super Bowl, win and that getting them that ring? I believe it does, right? Once this offense starts clicking with McCaffrey, you got Debo Samuel, right? It's ridiculous. Now it's all on Jimmy Garoppolo now. There is no other excuse.
No, it's not. He got them to the conference championship game last year without CMC.
Right.
Listen. Let me talk to you. Listen. See, the reason they did not go farther than that is because they had to pass the ball.
Right, and that's
what Jimmy G lacks at.
Right. So it's all on Jimmy G.
He has to throw the ball.
Right.
It makes them so they are Super Bowl contenders.
Right.
Yes.
But very lightly to me.
Who do you have beating them in the NFC right now?
Healthy Arizona with D-Hop back.
Okay.
And Brown.
Okay.
I have Tampa Bay because
I agree. I can't count out Tom Brady. I'm
rule
sorry.
out Tommy in the playoffs, right? You can't.
Yeah.
Who else is over there? I don't see any.
I don't see LA now. They're not playing like they should be.
No,
but
I don't see any team in the Cowboys division making
the East. No, they're the least.
We're not the least anymore. Don't even say that.
I don't even see the Vikings. Right, they're a great mid-tier team, but they're not going. They're not going to beat out San Francisco.
No,
they're not. I don't even think they can beat the Eagles or the Cowboys.
That's fair.
So really, it's between San Francisco, and I think they're the top right now.
I think the Rams will turn it on eventually. So I'd put them there too.
Think about when OBJ, when he pops out to New York.
Where is he going again?
New York.
No,
like you talking about the Giants again?
I don't think he will, but I was going to try to make a joke, but but yeah, no, it's the Niners, the Cardinals for me still, and the Buccaneers. But I see the 49ers as my third team to pick the Super Bowl from the NFC.
That's fair. And that's where we disagree. I see those three teams as well, one healthy. But I have San Fran being the number 1 or number 2 spot. And then you can pick your poison with 2 or 3, between the Bucs and a healthy Arizona team. But that's just my opinion.
I just don't trust Jimmy G to throw the ball. He's not a good quarterback.
Either do I, but when you have Debo and you have McCaffrey, can't you just run it down their throats back to back to back with those great players they have?
Depends on what their matchup is. If they're getting beat, they can't.
But they also have great blocking as well, though.
Okay, but if you're getting beat by like 20, you can't run the ball.
No, obviously, but that's why they
That's
have the
where the
defense. I think
defense
it's
is
going to
so
be
nice,
low-scoring games.
That's fair. But I mean, we all thought that against the Rams, and the Rams basically tore them apart, which is why he had to throw.
Right.
It's when the other team has an explosive offense that
Mhm.
makes the 49ers a problem.
Right.
When
Like the
team
Chiefs.
is scored,
Like the Chiefs this past week scored all over them.
Right. Exactly. But that's also his first game with them, so it's
No,
gonna
I'm
take
saying
time.
like if you're talking about the 49ers defense, explosive offenses
right.
are their kryptonite.
They are their kryptonite, exactly.
and then with an explosive offense, they're going to keep scoring.
So they
What
can't
the-
just run it down.
And the
No.
Niners offense, eventually Jimmy G is going to have to throw the ball. And
Right,
I don't-
because
he's not great at that.
no.
I'd say he's a mediocre quarterback at best.
I'd say he's just below mediocre.
That's fair. Like he,
No,
he does make some nice throws here and there, but he doesn't do it consistently enough.
So are you taking Jared Goff
No.
over
Yeah,
Jimmy
actually, I
Garoppolo?
would actually.
Thank you.
Actually, no, I
my
wouldn't.
case. I rest my
I
case.
wouldn't.
Jimmy Garoppolo is still not top 15. I'm sorry.
Jared Goff's lower.
Or Jared Goff is still not top 15.
You're not taking Jared Goff over Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, not top 15.
Jimmy G is just below mediocre. Jared Goff is bad.
Yes, that is true. And we saw that against the Cowboys.
But yeah, that's the best defense in the league, though. Like,
Okay. He still hasn't done it against mediocre defenses. Like he's had like 2 good games this year.
well, we'll see. Okay. If you put him in that offense, I'm saying he's gonna be better than Jimmy G.
No, I'd take Jimmy G any day over Jared Goff, 100%.
To be fair, though, Goff has led his team to just as many Super Bowls.
That's right.
That is true.
And lost just as many.
But
both
I give the
similar
credit to the Rams defense.
Just like it's the Niners defense, though, too.
That's right.
That's fair. But we will see what happens.
But the Niners would be worse. I agree.
Okay.
That's up for debate. Let's see what the followers got to say in the comments below. But
The followers
Really?
have to agree with Jacob Leclerc and Nick Saya. I can tell the
Really?
future.
you got Jared Goff. If you guys agree, put Jared Goff in the comments. If you don't, put Jimmy G.
Bro, what is it with you and Jared Goff? Oh my God.
Hey, man, he doesn't get the respect.
He's not good. That's why.
I think he's better than what people think.
No,
Kelly and Jared Goff are in the same tier.
100%.
I disagree. I think Kenny's in his own tier right now. He's with like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and that's the
Sam
tier that
Darnold,
Jared Goff
Taylor.
is in. That's the tier Goff is in.
No, hold up. I agreed with you until you said Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold is totally in that tier.
No, Sam
He's
Darnold
one
is
tier
in,
above.
Sam Darnold is in the average tier.
Yeah, boom.
He is not in the below average tier.
Sam Darnold is better than Jimmy G.
I'm not sure about that one, but I do know that Sam Darnold is in the average tier, in my opinion.
If you switch Jimmy G and Sam Darnold on that 49ers team, all Sam Darnold has to do is hand the ball off and throw when he's asked to. He can throw more consistently and better passes than Jimmy G can, throwing the football.
It's fair, but I'd rather have Jimmy G, personally.
Wow.
I think it's because of his time management. I'd rather have Jimmy G. I also think it's because of his play decisions, right? I'd have Jimmy G over Sam Darnold.
Nope.
But I agree,
if we're
passing
being
wise,
honest,
he is better.
if we're being honest, they're both inconsistent.
right.
Sam Darnold's better thrower, better passer,
But that's
better
it.
on his feet. Cuter. Sorry. Pause.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Moving on.
I don't even know what to say after that, but we got to see what happens in week 8, right? We're coming down the stretch of the NFL season. We've got our top teams, right? We've all stated it. We just got to see what happens.
100%. So y'all want to do a segment real quick before we wrap this one up?
Gio, what you got for us?
I got the big news of Kanye West, right? We all know what he's been. He's always been in the news, but right now he's in the news for not a good reason. He just got dropped by Adidas. They're no longer making his Yeezy shoes. Wondering if he's going to go on his own, if someone else is going to try to pick him up. Obviously, everyone's dropping him right now, or if he's going to apologize, make amends with the community at large. But we'll see what happens. Right now, he's got no Adidas coming out anymore. No more sneaker drops.
To me, I don't think he can apologize to make this right because he's done it one too many times. So I think people have had enough of it, which I don't blame them. But in the video game world, there is a new game coming out this Friday, I believe, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Looking forward to that one. It looks like a great game, and I can't wait to play it.
Fair. In music, I'm gonna shout out my boy Scory. He dropped a new song called Alone. It's a different type of Scory song, but I still enjoy it. It's more singing. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Yep. Thank you for watching. If you want to drop a comment Sam Darnold's better than Jimmy G. Comment Jared Goff sucks. And yeah, if you like the video, you can like the pod. You can like the video. If you like us, Gio.
Hey, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys watch previous episodes because we're dropping gems every single episode. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Big pause.